Let's start with something you've probably seen more than once. A meeting ends. 10 people spoke. Only one person influenced the outcome. No title change. No formal authority. Yet somehow their words carried weight. Now here's the key question. What made that person different? It wasn't confidence alone. It wasn't intelligence. It wasn't even experience. It was how they framed the problem, guided the discussion, and made the decision easier. Careers don't accelerate because of effort. They accelerate because of perception, and perception is built fast through how you present. That is why employees who present like executives don't slowly climb the ladder. They move up fast. First, why presentations decide who rises and who stuck. Most professionals believe promotions are earned through consistent performance, technical expertise, and long hours. Executives see it differently. At senior levels, value is measured by quality of judgment, clarity of thinking, ability to influence decisions. Executives don't sit in presentations asking, "Did this person work hard?" They ask, "Can this person think and act at my level?" And they decide that very quickly, often within the first few minutes of your presentation. What executives actually want from you. Executives don't want more information. They want faster, better decisions. That changes the entire game of how you present. Let's make this real. Two managers present to the CEO. Manager A brings 35 slides, detailed charts, timelines, background, methodology, findings. They worked incredibly hard. Manager B brings 4 slides, starts with one sentence. "We're on track to lose $12 million this year unless we fix 2 specific issues. Today I'll show you what they are and how to fix them in 30 days. Same intelligence, same effort, very different perception. Manager B didn't just present information, they framed a decision. That's the difference between an employee and an executive. Take Netflix as a real-world example. Its culture is built on high judgment, not heavy process. Leaders at Netflix are expected to frame issues clearly, provide context, not control, recommend actions, not wait for approval. In internal reviews, long decks are discouraged. What matters is clarity of reasoning. Why? Because leadership isn't about knowing everything. It's about deciding well with imperfect information. And employees who communicate this way rise faster because they already operate like executives. Second, the executive communication skills required for leadership roles. Let's reset a dangerous myth. Executive communication is not about fancy words, aggressive confidence, talking more. It is about precision, judgment, calm authority, outcome-driven thinking. How executives actually speak. Short sentences, clear conclusions, business impact first, no emotional padding. Executives compress complexity. That skill alone separates leaders from contributors. The 4 executive communication skills. Let's break down the executive communication skills required for leadership roles. 1. Outcome-first thinking. Executives always start with the end in mind. Instead of saying, "I'll walk you through the background and analysis," they say, "Here's the outcome we're facing, the risk if we do nothing, and what I recommend." Every slide, every sentence must answer, why does this matter to the business? If it doesn't affect revenue, cost, risk, reputation, strategy, it's noise, not leadership. 2. Storytelling with business. Impact. Executives respect data, but only when it serves a story. Their structure is consistent, problem to insight to action to impact. They don't overwhelm with metrics. They select the few that change a decision. This is why executives are remembered as strategic, even when they say very little. 3. Presence, not performance. Executive presence is subtle. It looks like calm, controlled delivery, simple, precise language, direct eye contact, comfort with silence. Executives pause. They don't rush to prove value. They speak as if they belong because mentally they already do. 4. Decision-driven communication. Executives don't enter meetings to share updates. They enter to move decisions forward. That mindset alone eliminates unnecessary slides, sharpens recommendations, builds credibility. This is the difference between someone who reports and someone who leads. For example, think about a cricket captain during a tight match. They don't gather the team to explain the full match history, every possible scenario. They say, "We bowl first. Conditions favor swing. This gives us the edge. Short, decisive, accountable. That's executive communication under pressure. Employees who adapt to this style rise fast because they speak the language of leadership. Third, why executives don't waste time on detailed slide decks. Let's be honest. How many executive decks have you seen that no one reads? Executives don't ignore slides because they're busy. They ignore them because they don't signal leadership thinking. Executive slide rule. One idea per slide. Headline equals conclusion. Data only if it changes a decision. A 40-slide deck tells them, this person needs slides to think. A 5-slide deck tells them, this person already understands the problem. Slides support thinking. They don't replace it. How to deliver at the level of a high-performing executive. High-performing executives don't present to explain. They present to move decisions forward. They do 3 things consistently. Name the business problem clearly, offer a point of view, ask for a decision or alignment. Their mindset, if this meeting ends, what should change? If nothing changes after your presentation, leadership silently concludes, this person isn't ready yet. Fourth, how high-performing executives present without overloaded decks. High performers don't win because they prepare more slides. They win because they structure thinking better. Here is the leadership-ready presentation structure. Step 1. Hook, grab attention, create questions. Your hook must do 3 things in one sentence. Highlights impact, creates urgency, sparks curiosity. For example, we're not missing targets because of performance. We're missing them because of one decision we made last year. Executives immediately think, which decision? Why? Can it be fixed? That's how attention is earned. Step 2. Tension, answer. With insights, not detail. This is where many professionals fall into the trap of over-explaining. Executives do the opposite. They present 2 or 3 insights, clearly linked to the outcome. This signals, I've already filtered the noise. That filtering is leadership. You look strategic when you choose the few insights that matter most, connect them logically to your hook, make the problem feel real but solvable. And as we're talking about thinking and communicating at this level, here's something important. Most professionals were never trained to inspire their team consistently, handle tough conversations calmly, make decisions that actually stick. This is exactly where the Leader's Toolkit becomes relevant, not as theory but as a practical guide. It focuses on how to inspire your team without authority, how to handle difficult conversations without conflict, how to make decisions people actually follow. And we didn't stop at the ebook. You also get a checklist to keep you focused, a resource cheat sheet for quick solutions, a mind map that simplifies everything into one glance. Simple, practical, and powerful. Because leadership isn't about knowing more or saying more. It's about doing better in moments that matter or saying the right thing at the right moment in the right way. I've added the link in the description below so you can easily explore it after this video. So, Step 3, Climax, actions with reasons and benefits. This is where executives decide whether you're leadership ready. Use this formula. Action to reason to benefit. Your language shifts from, here's what we found, to, here's what we should do. For example, and if we change X, we reduce risk by 40% and protect margins without delaying delivery. This shows ownership, judgment, business awareness. This is no longer reporting, this is leadership. Step 4, resolution. Define the next step clearly. Leadership always creates momentum. That's why your story must end with clear resolution. Never end with, that's my update. End with, if aligned, we'll pilot this for 30 days, measure impact, and review results in the next leadership meeting. Executives value clear decisions, clear owners, clear timelines. This is how trust compounds. Step 5, call to action, make the decision easy. The final executive move, reduce friction. Present options clearly that makes it easy for leaders to say yes. For example, we have 3 options. Do nothing and risk X, take a partial approach and get Y. Approve this plan and achieve Z. I recommend option 3 because when you do this, you look like someone who can sit at the table and make decisions with them. That's exactly how employees who present like this become executives faster. They reduce friction in the decision process. 5th, How to avoid being exposed as not leadership ready. Many smart professionals get labeled not ready without any formal feedback. Here are 5 behaviors that quietly kill leadership chances. 1. Starting with background and agenda signals you don't understand executive time. Fix. Start with outcome and recommendation, then only add context if asked. 2. Overloaded, decorative slides. Fix. Present 3 to 5 decision slides. Keep details as backup. 3. No clear recommendation. Tells executives you want them to think for you. Fix. Always have a preferred option. 4. Talking to slides, not people. Weakens your presence. Fix. Use slides as backup. Talk to leaders as if you're guiding a conversation. 5. Sharing data. Without insight makes you look like a reporter, not a leader. Fix. Tie every data point to risk, opportunity, or decision. Avoid these, and your leadership signal strengthens immediately. How presentations help you gain sponsorship. Sponsorship happens when a senior leader thinks, I can trust this person in high-stakes rooms. Sponsorship is not networking, it's earned trust. Senior leaders sponsor people who make their lives easier, anticipate issues before they explode, speak honestly, even when it's uncomfortable, protect the organization, not their ego. The fastest way to gain sponsorship, present with judgment, not dependency. When leaders see your decision-making muscle, they start pulling you into bigger rooms. Every presentation is an audition, not just for promotion, but for sponsorship. Executives are not promoted because they work hard. They're promoted because they think clearly under pressure and communicate decisively. If you want to rise faster, lead with insight, own outcomes. That's how employees stop being ignored and start being seen as future executives. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hype it up. It helps the channel grow. Thanks for watching. And remember, employees who present like executives don't wait for promotions. They become impossible to ignore. And check out our next video on 5 office politics rules. Click here to watch it next.